Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? Welcome to One Shot, the podcast where we talk things all FPS as well as gaming news in general. As always, it's your boy CM Boom, and I have with me today, as always, the amazing Mike Shaky. How you doing today, Mike?
Doing good, doing good.
I am,
Uh,
I, I'm not doing so hot today. Um,
yeah.
as you,
I know.
Yeah, as you can see, I've got my Optic jersey on. Major one is underway. They lost yesterday to Miami Heretics, and the game is currently up, and it's going to a map 5 against Gorilla
LEG.
Mates. And if they lose, they're out. But I'm not trying to focus on that now. I'm hoping the boys can pull through and move on to Saturday. And
Well, by the
hope
time they're seeing this, it'll be over.
that's
So
true. Yeah. By the time you're seeing this, so future people or future commenters, if this either cheer with me or console me in the comments, please. But we have a lot to talk about today. Main thing is, so we're talking about Call of Duty again today, as
Yep.
is the main focus of this kind of our pod. Not really the main focus, but FPS, I guess. It's the main thing that we have our backgrounds in. Season 2 launched, and we're recording this on a Friday. It's coming out on a Monday. Last Wednesday, if you guys were there, I streamed Black Ops 6 rank play, just because I wanted to see, if there were any major changes to rank, because that was kind of the big thing was, rank play has been infested with cheaters. I know, Mike, you haven't bought the game at all.
I haven't even bought Black Ops 6.
Yeah, you
I
you played the beta though, right?
for like maybe 2 hours.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
I've lost faith in Activision putting out good products in the last really since franchising, honestly, but yeah.
Yeah.
The last handful of games haven't impressed me.
Yeah.
So
I mean, despite last year being a $70 DLC, competitive wise, was probably the best competitive game we've had in years. And a lot of that was probably due to we were playing maps that were from 2009.
yeah.
But
Which I feel like is kind of a crutch that Activision has leaned on
right.
to put out a good ranked product. They just shit post, if that's how you want to put it.
Basically.
Their old maps.
Yeah.
There's nothing new
Right.
coming.
Right. And so, well, speaking of nothing new, so with the season 2 launch, right? I went through the patch notes, and what I didn't see in the ranked, the big thing I was looking forward to was, because this was a problem, was the search and destroy roll rate, I guess you want to call it. So playing ranked, I climbed to Diamond 1 in the first season. And during that time, during my time to Diamond 1, I played search and destroy 3 times. That's it. And actually, it was only 2.5, because the first search and destroy I ever played, we went up 2-0 and a hacker booted the lobby. So 3 times. Played S&D 3 times. It didn't roll hardly at all. And yeah, search and destroy, which is so strange, because search and destroy has 5 maps, just like Hardpoint has 5 maps. So it really should have been rolled a lot higher, but
Correct me here. I know that they brought back the map votes. Is it you vote for a map and a mode, or is it just a map you're voting for?
It rolls the mode, and then you veto the map.
Yeah.
So it's essentially like it was in the ranked systems past, where it's just now you get to veto the map. And it's not even really a true veto system, because it's 3 maps will come up on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And the way that it made sense to me when I first launched into ranked play, very, very first, is okay, we're going to veto 2 of these maps and then play on the third. So it's okay, I see there's already been 1 veto put onto to red card. Okay, I'm going to veto protocol because I want to play Skyline or Vault Hardpoint. That's not how it works. You veto 1 map, it seems, and then it just randomly rolls from the other 2. Which at that point, it's why even have the veto system? because you're still getting a random-ish map because it's like the why have it. I'd rather just roll the map and force me to play on it because I'm tired of playing Protocol Hardpoint. uh, yeah. So yeah, no S&D spawn rate fix. Although the first match back was a Skyline S&D, and I got slammed on it because I don't have S&D reps. Absolutely slammed.
I mean, you can play S&D pubs.
No. Wait for someone to sit in a corner with an LMG on the top mid on
Or a
Skyline
shotgun.
or a shotgun and just mow me down. No, I'm good. It wouldn't even matter because S&D doesn't show up as much as we'd like it to. But yeah, so that happened, and then the big thing is Ricochet didn't work. Anti-cheat don't work. Still bad. Still cheaters everywhere.
Yeah.
It's not good. So and I mean that was the big thing was that the Ricochet was supposedly supposed to get updates, and it did not. I mean, it was.
I think it's a front. I think Activision is just saying, yeah, we have an anti-cheat.
Yeah.
And they don't. They just have a random program that they call Ricochet that isn't anything but a name.
No. Well, I think it's all AI systems too, and those are easy
So
to
it's
trick.
even worse than if it's AI systems.
Yeah. They're like, because I think they remember they tweeted out something like, oh, we're gonna up the thresholds on our AI systems to detect cheats, and there was that very famous reply from a Riot dev about like, yo, we like, no, why are you using AI systems? This is what we do for like Valorant and League, and it's like they like called them out. There was even like I think Riot will like pay people to try to find flaws in their anti-cheat system, which is insane.
Well, that's speaking of like that. Why doesn't COD just do like what CS:GO did way back when with I forget what exactly it was called, but people would report you, and after X amount of reports, they were like trusted individual or high ranking individuals that could go and watch your VOD and determine yay or nay if you're cheating or not.
I mean, I don't know. Honestly, like my thing, I just why don't you just do what Valorant did? Valorant's like one of the best anti-cheats out there right now. Like I think unanimously, like everybody's like, yeah, Valorant's anti-cheat is like top tier. And I think like Marvel Rivals, which we're gonna bring it back to, like has that type of anti-cheat where it's like it just and like because I've seen someone posted a screen where it just ends the match, puts up a screen, someone was found cheating, match is booted, nobody gets any points.
Yeah,
it's like
that's how it should be in every game. But
I get that, like, okay, a lot of these like companies are competing with each other, but the one thing I never understood is when a developer or a game comes out with something like this that's like an infrastructure thing, why doesn't everybody just do that? Just do what they did. Call it something different. You can still call it Ricochet, but as long as the system's not trademarked and that specific
I was going to say that's where you're going to run into troubles.
Yeah, like but I mean, you can still do like you couldn't do like the exact same thing, but you could do like oh, this is what we did. Okay, we'll do something similar, maybe with our own little tweak on it. That way, we're not infringing on copyrights. Or here's a big thing that I always thought would have been cool. Why don't these companies just license out the anti-cheat?
Yeah.
Like if Valorant just licensed out the anti-cheat and people could just be like, yeah, we'll pay to you.
Well, you'd have to also tweak their anti-cheat to work for COD as well, though.
I'm sure they could. I'm sure. I'm sure. And okay, again, I don't understand how to make video games. I understand that, but I am sure that there's probably something that they could do to make it work. I'm sure, right? Like that. Like I'm not crazy for thinking that.
Well, I don't think it would ever come to like a licensing like of like an anti-cheat. It would just be like, because at that point people would just take it and rework it and make it their own, so they wouldn't have to license it.
Right. Which I feel is fine.
But like all these games that don't have anti-cheats now that should be great AAA titles just kind of fall on their face because people have been crying about an anti-cheat for COD for
Years since Warzone came out.
yeah, Warzone. Since Warzone came out in like I want to say like 2018 maybe.
2018, 2019 it was because it was, it was
2019.
the only
Okay,
reason I
so
remember is because 2019 it came out like December and then 2020 happened and we were all locked
yeah.
inside and letting the dude play Warzone, but that was the golden age of it.
Yeah, but yeah, people have been crying about anti-cheat for like 6, 7 years now,
Yeah.
and COD hasn't got their stuff together,
Nope.
and an AI isn't going to detect like, oh, I can see you through a wall.
Right.
I'm looking at you through a wall.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you need like someone to go in,
Yeah.
like coming back to the CS:GO thing. If I'm
Human
tracing you
review.
through a wall with my gun, I can obviously see you.
Yeah. I mean, and that like, and you talk about the Warzone cheaters. I mean, this is a post from Modern Warzone, day one. Says, you know, the anti-cheat ain't doing anything when you see cheaters using the ice staff from zombies on Warzone. This is from, I think this is January 29th. This is the day after the update went live on the 28th. So this is like a clip from the 29th, and someone's literally like, first of all, he's aimbotting. Well, first of all, he's getting the ice staff from zombies, and he's aimbotting with it and just insta-killing people. So
My thing is, he's playing zombies. So why do you need aimbot and zombies, first of all?
this is Warzone.
Oh, it's Warzone?
It's Warzone. He used the cheats to bring the ice staff over from zombies.
Okay. I misunderstood.
Yeah.
And then
That's
two,
worse, I would think.
Why are the assets for the ice staff in Black Ops 6?
I mean,
How did he get the assets from one game to another? That's my thing.
I don't know. Well, they added the ice.
Keep in mind, I've not played the game, so I have not played zombies. So I don't even know if it's in the game.
The ice staff is they just added that. That's why this.
They just added it.
They added the ice staff, so
the
that's why
assets
this
are in there
is
for
like,
a reason. Then okay.
That's why this is a big deal, because it's like, oh, they just added this. This is a fresh clip. Someone getting a zombies weapon, snapping onto people and just killing people in Warzone.
Yeah, that's insane to me. At least it's not the powered up ice staff.
Yeah.
The powered up ice staff.
Yeah.
That shit went crazy.
Yeah. I mean, and even I think Parasite even also as well said, playing a 4-stack of Wallers day one helped Treyarch activate, like Lawrence Metten, like the guys.
Oh, I love the reply of the guy talking to the brick wall, because that is 100% Parasite right now.
Yeah.
Activision does not care.
Yeah. No. I mean, day one got people hacking on both teams. GGs. The replies.
Yeah.
It's not good. It's not good when you have just like this update that's promising kernel level updates to this anti-cheat, and it's like not even 24 hours and there's hackers.
Yeah.
And going back to the, like, I streamed and I saw on Reddit a post that someone had said, like, how's the update? And someone replied, if you didn't know there was an update today, you wouldn't know there was an update. And playing ranked, that's pretty much exactly how I felt.
Yeah.
Except for them adding those 2 new weapons in the PPSH and then the new AR for weapons testing. They'll be gone in a week. They'll probably already be gone by the time this podcast comes out. So it won't even matter. But yeah, it didn't feel any different. I went on, played 4 games. I lost all 4. I had SR protection. So I didn't lose any SR. I'm still Diamond 1. And yeah, my big thing was like I didn't care. That was like, I didn't care. Like, I didn't care about losing. I didn't care about really even playing. And I posted a TikTok because I monologued a little bit at the end of that stream, and I was like, man, this game just doesn't feel like solid compared to like Marvel and what we've been playing. Like, I just didn't care.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
The downfall of COD, I want to say probably the last 10 years has been the downfall of COD we've been watching.
I would say maybe like since 2019. Because Black
2014 was AW.
Yeah, that was still good.
And then Black Ops 3.
Peak jetpacks.
And then that's when it fell off.
I can agree with like IW.
I think after
IW
that, because
wasn't.
IW was the start, so it would
I
have been like 2016,
IW was
17.
bad for pubs, but like competitively, I guess it was really good. But yeah, I can agree with you because I'm like I can't pretend to sit here and say, yo, I played IW and it was great. No, I played IW for like 3 weeks and then dropped it and went and played Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah,
But
and that's saying a lot because Rainbow Six is it. We talked about this
well, that was
last week.
2016 Siege. That was
Yeah,
peak
yeah,
Siege.
that was peak Siege, but now
Peak.
Siege, like you don't really see it outside of
No,
Jinxie.
no. Still kind of fun to go in there and mess around a few times, but other than that, it's like no, it's not. Meh.
I could pull up my Ubisoft launcher, and I probably have not played it in, I want to say probably 6
I
years.
haven't played it since last year. Over there when I took the month break from MW3 rank before they added 6-star Vista and Rio, which saved the CDL last year. But yeah, it's like we talk about this all the time, and I feel like that the answer is simple, and that's why we get so mad because the answer is simple. It's a very simple fix of what you need
Yeah,
to do. Um, you need to stop reinventing the wheel every year because it's getting old. It's getting old because it breaks the game
yeah,
every year. Um, which I mean, during that kind of 2014 to 20 before IW, maybe like to 2013 to 2014 because it was like Black Ops 2 to Ghost to AW to BO3
hmm
to IW. That was probably one of the only times where it was like the new game every year was kind of exciting. At least the AW to BO3 transition because AW was cool and innovative with the exosuits, and then it was like it felt like BO3 like refined it. So it's like that was the
yeah,
only time where
yeah.
it felt like that was this is a cool change because it's the same but different.
That's how I feel it should be like every year. Like they're spending time on their 3-year like build cycle of the game
Mm-hmm.
to reinvent the wheel every year to
Yeah.
try to get new audience. But they're pushing away their old audience that have been like with them for the
Yeah.
past 20 years.
Yeah.
Like stop pushing away your old like I understand kids are going to you need the kids so you can stay around. But like reinventing the wheel is not working.
Right.
You need to do kind of like what you just said. AW Black Ops 3 refined that. Like you should just be building on itself or do what COD was rumored to do years ago now and just do an every other year release or an every third year release.
Yeah.
So then you have even more development time
Yeah.
to refine things.
Mm.
Because
And
AAA games have been releasing with terrible bugs.
terrible. Like and
Release your game when it's complete. I
yeah.
will pay $70 if this is 100% complete game.
Yeah. And we
You're
talked
releasing dog shit right
and we
now.
talked about that last week too. Like and it's not that just modern games are always going to have bugs because Marvel is a complete game. It's free. It works. So it's like
It also has bugs and hackers, but significantly less.
significantly less. I have almost 80 hours of Marvel Rivals. I have yet to encounter a hacker. Day 1 of ranked in COD.
We're also low enough ranked in Marvel
But
Rivals
even
that
still, but
the
because
hackers would be higher.
yeah, but even still because not necessarily because in COD I was getting hackers in bronze.
Yeah,
People
yeah.
and I didn't realize what it was when COD first launched. I thought, oh my gosh, my connection is terrible because I'm lagging out. And then I like no, I'm like that's people lag switching and booting the lobby. And I'm like, oh, that's what that was because it happened to me 3 games in a row. And I'm like, there's no way my
Mhm.
internet's this bad. I'm like, I'm on Ethernet, I'm plugged in, and then I realized it's oh no, I'm getting hacked on. And I'm like silver too. Like why are people hacking in silver? It was like it was ridiculous. It was really really
Yeah.
really bad. And
I don't know. I feel like COD's always going to have a solid audience, but it's significantly decreased over the last 2 years.
yeah, yeah,
And when do you think that the warning lights go off for Activision COD? That
probably
like they actually need to like listen to people and change.
probably never because if you look at Steam, Black Cell was still the number one sold item on Steam when it dropped the $40 battle pass. So like
$40 battle pass.
yeah, that's yeah, you know the black cell upgrade that they've been coming
Uh,
out with since
yeah, I saw it
MW3.
in our notes and I looked it up. It looked really cool.
Like it
I'll
looks
give them
cool,
that.
but
But like
it's
$40 on
$40
top of a $70 game,
every
I'm pretty sure
season.
$40 is the most expensive battle pass
It is. It is.
ever.
And it's the number one sold item again. Because last season's Black Cell was the number one sold item on Steam
Yeah.
again. So I mean that's the thing is nobody cares. The devs don't care because they're making money off Black Cell.
Yeah.
The hardcore competitive fans, we don't care. We're all playing Marvel, so we're not playing.
Yeah. Well,
Hackers
like,
don't
but
care because they're
yeah.
still
Well,
running
what
rampant.
the question's like, yeah, they're getting sales, but like game sales.
I think they sold it. Black Ops 6 was the most sold title in 2024.
Yeah, because of the name Black Ops.
Right. It was like with
And it
MW2
had the new Omni
2022.
movement. Yeah.
The Omni movement was good. I will say the Omni movement was the only good thing that came out of Black Ops 6 because it I mean genuinely like with COD I always feel like it's one step forward, six steps back.
Yeah.
And it's like playing the beta, it's like, "Oh, Omni movement feels good. Oh, I like this. Like, yeah, this is something that should become like the kind of base movement for COD because I really liked the feature of being able to sprint backwards. Like, I thought it was really cool. It was good for situationals. Like, I think I talked about it months ago. It's like the ability to be like, oh, you're sprinting around a corner, you see three guys, you can just pull back on your left stick and sprint back and you'll be safe. Like, there's another way to be safe versus like, oh, you're just dead. Like it adds some sort of
Yeah.
counterplay and dynamic stuff to gunfights. But that's again probably
And
the only redeeming quality because all the maps are trash, the rank system's trash, and I'm trash. I'm just kidding.
speaking of Omni movement, COD can't go back to boots on the ground. Sorry, OG fans. I
Well,
don't think it
technically we
will
are
ever happen.
boots on the ground, but you mean the OG
Like
like
traditional boots on
yeah,
the ground,
yeah,
no advanced
yeah.
movement.
I and I want to.
Boots on the ground is dead.
Right, I agree, and I know, and the only reason I wanted to talk about that is because with some of our clips that we've been posting on TikToks, on TikTok, our TikToks we've been posting on, yeah, you get it, but there is like a lot of comments have said like COD needs to go back to what they were doing. And while I do agree, like yes, they should have never really strayed from like the pick 10 system and stuff like that. The unfortunate reality is it's never going back. It's never going
No.
back. The only reversion we would get would be the jetpacks. As much as I would like to see like the OG like Black Ops 2 stuff come back, it won't. It won't because just this new generation of COD players and like really Warzone. Like you can't play like again Warzone's in a bad spot anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But like, can you imagine if we were Prime Warzone playing with like the BO2 movement? It would be too slow.
Super
It'd be
slow,
super
super
slow.
boring.
So
Yeah, but like the movement's great, but the Pix 10 is never coming back because of Warzone.
yeah,
That's the reason.
which
There's, if I remember correctly, or Modern Warfare 2 maybe, had over 70 attachments for like a
yeah
single weapon.
yeah MW2 they had all those stupid shared
Yeah.
attachments and they all did the same thing. And then plus on top of
Mm-hmm.
that, you had the weapon tuning with the stupid slider
Yeah.
bar, and it was like, oh my gosh, like it was like way too much. I'm glad they got rid of that. But again, I mean, I haven't played Warzone in, gosh,
I haven't played Warzone since it came out.
I haven't played Warzone since I started streaming. I think, which like when I started streaming, which was MW2. Well, it was the end of Vanguard and MW2. I had a really funny clip though on which
Focus.
I'd have to find it. Um,
The fuck.
I had a funny clip on Rebirth where I killed myself with my own uh precision.
There it goes.
Uh, but yeah, I mean like yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head. It's not it can't go back. Like it and even for competitive, right? Like because we're so used to these fast-paced just bang out matches, like I just don't think that like the BO2 movement would be interesting to watch. Like I think people would get bored. I would appreciate it because I played that game when it came out and there's a lot of OG fans that would appreciate it, but I think a lot of these new COD fans wouldn't they just wouldn't enjoy it, right?
Brain rot has ruined society in
Oh, yeah.
general, but specifically gaming.
Yeah. Everyone wants
Everything
to,
has to be new and different,
and
and nothing can be the same.
yep.
Ideally, COD Next, whatever it may be, keeps the Omni movement, which it won't because it's going to be a different. Uh,
That may not be
what's
true.
it called? It'll
Well,
be like instead of being Treyarch, it'll be Infinity Ward.
I think so. It's
So
Infinity.
Omni movement
No,
is
no,
not going to happen
it's
because those
Treyarch this
people
year again.
don't. Okay.
It's
Well,
it's
anyway, those people don't talk. Those people don't talk.
You're throwing your
They
pen.
don't talk. I'm
Well,
throwing everything that's on my desk because they don't talk. Infinity War and Treyarch are under the same like tree, but they don't talk.
and they're
They
all
don't
under Microsoft
collaborate.
now. Well, and I think, well, okay, so
Well,
to
yeah,
your
but
point
like
of the
they
Omni
don't
movement,
collaborate.
to your point of the Omni movement, this was made public by Microsoft that they did form a committee. There's a committee formed for future COD titles, and this committee, what they do is they decide on certain features that developers across the board are not allowed to touch. So something like Omni movement could be like, which again, it's not confirmed Omni movement's thing. So there's a possibility that Omni movement does go away after this year. But this committee, if they decide, no, we like Omni movement, it's a base, it's a base core feature moving forward until they see fit to not use it anymore. Same with like mini
Yeah.
map stuff. Like they'll be like, no, classic mini map, like Infinity Ward, you're not allowed to get rid of it. Sledgehammer, you're not allowed to get rid of it. You have to keep this in. Like these are the base things that have to stay in your game, which is good. That's good that we're getting this. Like in the long run, if COD just figures out a way to get back, this committee could genuinely help with that, and it'll help like what we talked about earlier with just refining what like the AWWO3. It's like you take a feature, you refine it, make it better, build upon itself rather than completely change it and get rid of it.
Yeah. It's just crazy.
It is crazy. It is crazy, and
Can't
I,
deal with it.
I don't know how much we continue to talk about COD before we absolutely lose our minds because it is, yeah. We talk about the COD cycle every year,
Yep.
right?
And the
And
COD cycle is basically come already. Normally it's closer to like summertime where you
yeah,
get people like getting off the game, talking shit on it. It is January,
yeah, it is
and people are already
February
getting.
when this comes out, but yes.
Oh yeah, okay, sorry, it's the
No,
31st
you're good.
today.
You're good. You're good.
Whatever.
I'm just poking
But
fun.
anyways, it's January, February right now. The game got released in November,
Yeah.
and people are already getting off the game, moving
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
It's I think Tim Tatman said it like best. This is not normal. This is not normal for COD. Like
No.
for COD to lose 145,000 players in essentially peak December. That's not normal. That is
Yeah.
not normal. We're seeing a huge fall off. And like because even I'm already done with the game and season 2 came out. Like usually this is when ranked is coming out and we're like, yo, we're hot on the game, like, yo, let's go. But it launched in season 1 and was not a good experience. And it's like I tried to come back and play it a little bit, but no, it's like I'm not satisfied. I'm not satisfied.
Okay, well, you're playing the game. Do you think if Ranked got released in Season 2, like it normally would, you would have come back in Season 3 and still tried it and possibly like stayed with God?
I don't know.
Current,
Honest
current state ranked right now,
currency
but released Season 2.
probably not because Marvel's out. Honestly, I think if Marvel doesn't release, I'm still playing COD because there's no other game I enjoy as much
Yeah.
really enjoy from a rank perspective, especially with following the league. But with Marvel being out and being so flushed out and amazing and rewarding to play, no, I don't think I would come back. Even with like grind coming back mid-season from BO2. Like
Yeah.
I just again I just don't care. It hasn't made me care in a long time.
What is it? I think it was also Tim that said this. But there's a lot of games that came out like fairly recently, like Modern Warfare 3 timeline, like Rogue Company, Spectre Divide,
Mm-hmm.
Splitgate.
Mm-hmm.
You had the finals
Yeah.
or final or
Which is
whatever.
the finals is somehow still alive. I didn't know that they're still alive.
Yeah, but
Apparently, their kid
they've
picked them.
fallen off.
Yeah.
They're not at their peak
No.
anymore, obviously. But I feel like what Tim had said was it's like the humans like repetitive nature. They're just default go back to COD.
Yeah.
Default go back to COD, which has kind of killed those games.
Yeah.
But Marvel Rivals is so fun, and I don't want to say it's addictive, but
It's
like
addictive. You can say it's addictive.
okay, it's addictive.
It's addictive.
And it's a 6-player experience that I can get on with all my friends and not have to boot 2 of my friends to
Right.
play the whole
Right.
game.
The transition from casual play to ranked is the same.
Is the same.
It's like Valorant. Valorant is the casual and ranked is the exact same. You get a 5 stack that are playing casual, you can go boot up ranked together. It's like the transition's seamless. It's the same rules. It's you don't have to like it's not like you're going from pubs on Nuketown to all of a sudden you're playing a vault hardpoint and you're like, wait, what? I can only use one SMG and one AR?
Yeah.
What is it like the guns that you even touch? Like there's no but I mean shotguns and LMGs aren't competitive inherently, but it's like that like it's too different. And someone
Yeah, that's why like COD went to 5 at one point to try to make that experience a little better. But COD will never go from 6-man pubs to 4-man pubs.
No.
The comp scene is too small. They
Yeah.
don't care about the comp scene
Yeah.
to actually like do anything about it. They're gonna keep the 6-man
Yeah.
ranked or 6-man pubs and barely touch ranked.
And for like people saying like, oh well, you know, you're ragging on COD, why are you still watching the league? Well, it's because the league, like the CDL, I feel is such a bubble. It's such a bubble that you're watching from the outside. Like you're watching at the highest level. It's still fun to watch at the highest level because again, it's a bubble, and those guys they're all playing against each other in private servers with 8s. They've got a special build of the game that works way better, more than the actual retail version because we saw that at EWC last year because they had to use the retail version of the game. There was a lot of technical issues compared to the esports build, and it's so different than going and playing the game because of like I watch the league and I go, oh man, dude, this looks so good. I want to go, you know, like I want to go play COD, but then I go, it's not gonna be the same. You get on, it's like it's not gonna be the same. So I'm just gonna stick to watching it, and I'm still gonna enjoy competitive COD because it's fun to watch like Optic play.
Yeah, well, it's also like we grew up with a lot of the personalities that are still playing and stuff. Because I can go over to Valorant and I'll watch competitive Valorant. It'll give me that same feeling of, oh, I want to go play comp Valorant. But then I'll get shit on, or my buddies will scream bloody murder at me, and I'm just here like, dude, I'm trying to have some fun, you know.
That's just because Valorant's hard and got a large skill gap, which is fine. Which is fine. I'm not ragging Valorant at all because I've done the same thing.
No.
But I'm like, oh yeah, cool. You know, COD off season. I'm gonna do what all the pros do and go play Valorant. And it's like, oh no, I can't do that. I suck. But I mean, yeah, it's just it's the league's a bubble to watch, but it's so fun to watch. And kind of speaking on the league, the amateur scene had some drama, some pretty big drama. And yeah, we'll give you guys who are here for the league a little bit of a taste because I know we're getting into the weeds a little bit. Of some people don't know, like, you know, like what's the CDL? It's like this is for the people that pay attention, and they've probably already seen this. So everybody knows Zuma, the FaZe, you know, Zuma, famous, ex-pro player, content creator for FaZe, the Flank, love Zuma, right? He has a challengers team, which is the COD amateur scene, which is basically dying anyway, called the Stallions. Over the weekend, the Stallions dropped one of their players in Courage. And which, you know, that might not be weird because that happens all the time. You know, players get dropped going into tournaments. Team compositions are always constantly changing. The problem came when it was found out that the team made this decision without talking to Zuma at all. They just decided to make a team change without consulting the owner, you know, the guy who's paying them all.
Yeah.
And when asked Kazuma went live about it, and they're like, "What happened?" Well, he said they made a change, and I was talking to people, and they said, "Why did you make this change without talking to me?" And the responses were egos. Someone got upset that someone called somebody else the name or called them brain dead or something, and so it wasn't even like they weren't playing well. It was just egos, and they decided to boot Encourage from the team, and then they picked up Arcides. So Zuma said, "All right, we're out of challengers. Stallions is no more."
Yeah. The COD scene was built on egos.
Yeah.
But now with franchising, your AM scene, challengers, whatever you want to call it, is basically dead in the water because they don't even support it.
No.
The first two majors won't have an AM or a challengers event, a challengers
so.
LAN, whatever.
No, because I don't think there's one going on right now in Spain.
Yeah. And what is it? Half the teams don't support challengers teams.
Nope.
So like and then you're relying on the pros to look down into challengers to find their own replacements.
Yep.
You're gonna have people find their own replacements? No. You need a GM to do that.
Yep.
A lot of the teams don't have GMs. They barely have coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Like
most of the teams
there
don't even have
is
subs
100%
anymore.
flaws. Yeah. There's 100% flaws in the league.
Yeah.
Egos is not the problem. Egos built the scene.
Yeah.
It is just poor management around the board.
Yeah.
There's a handful of teams that do good, but in general,
yeah,
you look at the league, since the league started, they've not been able to keep the same 12 teams.
No. They haven't. Every year it's been a different set as well. And it stinks. And like even speaking on that, Omit Brooklyn, which is a challengers team, one of the very few orgs that actually has challengers teams and supports their challengers, like they'll pay, like basically treats them like a pro team, but for challengers. Rafi, one of the owner for Omit, had this to say. Said Zuma / FC Stallions leaving challengers actually sucks. People talk about how they want support and viewership in the pit, and now it highlights one of the many issues within the pit. All trolling aside, big loss to the forgotten scene. Any orgs that want help down here, DM me. F egos. It's like you said. It's just there's no support and viewership for guys in the pit.
Yeah.
It's a dying scene.
I just want to highlight the last basically the last sentence. Big loss to the forgotten scene.
Yeah. Yeah. There was a clip from the Optic podcast. Methods was talking about, because we talk about we're talking about the challengers. He was saying, if I'm today 16, 17, and I'm really good at video games, COD wouldn't be on his radar, because the barrier to entry for COD is so large, because it's PC now, which I agree, PC for the league. PC, yes, for the league, for the CDL, the Pro League, PC. Challengers should be console, because the barrier to entry is a lot easier for console. It's more affordable. You can play, like, again, it's easy to buy a console rather than get $1,000+ PC. And there's no direct path to pro, because like the forgotten scene, the amateur scene, there's no direct way to kind of get in there. Versus old MLG events, it used to just be, you'd get a team, you could go pay your team pass and play in the open bracket. You might have gotten waxed if you were just some random local team, but there were opportunities for certain players to fight their way through bracket, and you may have like some sort of upset where it's like they get into the top
16,
top 16, and it's like, oh my gosh, who are these unknown players? And then they can get onto pro teams. It's just there's no barrier to the barrier to entry is too high, and on top of that,
there's not a lot of crossover. Yeah, I was supposed to say, they changed the age, and then there's like you're saying, there's no crossover anymore.
Yeah.
There was that chance to play a pro team. Now you have what, in the past 3 years, maybe 2 opportunities to play against pros, like outside of events, possibly scrims.
Yeah. So it is sad with what we have seen. I mean, and I can't sit here and pretend like I watch challengers either, because
I don't.
I don't watch challengers because, well, part of, like you were talking with when we talked about Marvel, it's like with their competitive, which they're still working on. It's like it's not advertised. Like the league
No,
doesn't post at
they don't care.
all
They don't
when
care.
challengers are going to be up. They post about league matches and the major, but I mean challengers isn't posted at all, and it's very 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 unfortunate. So, but I mean, with this darkness that has shrouded Call of Duty, there is a beacon of hope in with Marvel being out. Um, gosh, that game is so much fun.
Yeah.
Gosh,
Well, like I was saying, I think last week, it's not a direct competitor, so I don't know if Activision even like looks at it and
doesn't
is
matter.
like,
I'm still gonna play it. It's
yeah.
stealing their
Well, but I'm
players.
saying like in Activision's eyes,
Yeah,
it's not a direct
yeah.
competitor because
Well,
it's not
yeah.
a straight up FPS shooter.
Yeah. Well, I don't think Activision cares regardless because they're still making money. Like as long as Activision's gonna make money, and this comes to like the casual players don't care, which it's not. I mean, it's not the casual players' fault at all. Like we
Mhm.
say like because they're not gonna know. We say, well, COD caters to casuals. COD caters to casuals. They don't know. They don't know, and it's not their fault. Like, yeah, COD's coming out with these bundles and the game's broken, but it's like if I'm a hardworking adult, which I am, I'm a working adult. I don't know if I call myself a hardworking adult. I work, but like if I get my paycheck, right? I get my paycheck. It's payday. I come home. I sit on the couch and I get on COD and I see there's a $20 Terminator bundle which has just come out. I think that's cool. I want to buy it. I mean that person has every right to spend their hard-earned money on that bundle. And I don't have a problem with bundles as long as the core game works. Like I don't have a problem with all the crazy skins as long as the core of the game is functioning and fun to play. But it's not. But they're not going to know that because they're going to play pubs. And again, not their fault. It's just the way Call of Duty is in this day and age,
Mhm.
and it's unfortunate. We are in the minority when it comes to the competitive scene.
Yes.
We're in the minority, and that's why COD's never going to change. And the only saving grace we could have is, I'm going to say it again, the jetpack's coming back because it will add. I'm gonna hammer it home that if the jetpacks come back, it adds a skill gap to COD. It adds a skill gap.
Omnibuva didn't. It added a skill gap.
Very minimal. Very minimal. Very minimal. Because it's not like, but we can. It's not like the jetpacks. Because then too,
Yeah.
like we can get rid of control. Control's a terrible game mode. It's awful.
Uplink was the best third game mode.
And
I will give
CTF
you
could
that.
come back too. We could have 4 game modes. We could have 4 game modes. That's been the biggest problem. Is like we're arguing. It's like, yeah, control's a terrible third game mode. We've been talking about putting in 3 hard points and 2 search and destroys. Where it's like if we had the jetpack back, we can get uplink and CTF back. We could have 4 game modes. Again, it's a simple fix. I understand I'm in the minority, and I understand it probably won't happen. But the day that Sledgehammer gets the green light to make Advanced Warfare 2, I said it last week, I will be back on COD day 1. I, I, I
Uh,
will. Once Ball of Duty comes back.
that meta was terrible.
Yeah,
Two
but it's
two
better than
gun
what we had.
meta, and
We're
then
at
you
2 gun
had
meta now. We're at 2 gun meta now.
the yeah, I know, but and then you had the speakeasy that
Oh,
people would run to.
dude. Oh my gosh, that thing was nutty. That thing was crazy. But I mean, like we said, we're gonna be on Marvel. We're streaming it. We've been past week we've been streaming. We had a good day on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We had a 5-win streak, and then we were going through it yesterday. I was
Through
one
the
for
ringer.
5, but and even in that, to kind of touch as like a last kind of thing, in the one match that we got, I dropped a hexa kill, which is like you get 6 kills. That small like moment, I was so excited for the entirety of the day.
You did it with the Bucky ult, so does it really count?
Yes, because it came up on the screen and said hexa. I think it's more impressive that I did it with the Bucky ult. That means I had to hit it 6 times.
I don't feel like it's hard to hit though.
Well, I mean, you have to time it right with health bars. So many people just pop it when someone's full health and they hit a tank first.
Yeah,
It's like,
yeah.
no, you have to hit the healer in the back who's half health and about to die. But still, regardless, that small little moment gave me so much dopamine for the entirety of the day. I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. That was crazy. Versus like, I popped the 2-3 piece in like an S&D young con. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. I'd say I don't know if you have any closing thoughts on.
No, I have no closing thoughts.
No
I just
closing.
think it's hilarious how hungry you are for AW2.
I liked it. I liked it. Hate me for it. Everybody can hate me for it, but I think there's at least a part of the community that would love to see AW2. But
I don't know. I want to see in the comments. In the comments, drop all the slander for AW2. I just want him to see it. The community does not agree with you. You are in the minority of the minority right now.
I'll take it. I'll take it. I don't care. I love having the unpopular opinion sometimes, because most of the time sometimes I end up being right. But but yeah, that is gonna be it. Episode 4 of One Shot. Thank you guys for watching. Again, you can find, I mean, I'm streaming every day, Monday through Thursday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern. Mike's there at least 3 days out of the week. We're playing Marvel Rivals. We're gonna get back on the win streak this upcoming week. But yeah, come to the streams. Yeah, we hope. We're getting better. We're grinding. But yeah, come to the streams. You don't have to be there to just watch us play Marvel Rivals. You can have questions about the episode. You can suggest things that you guys want to see. Yes, you can come in and slander AW. It's fine. I won't be upset.
Do it.
I'll appreciate the engagement. But that is gonna be it from us. We'll see you guys next time.
All right. Bye.